Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Tuesday, March 14th, 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. Merapi volcano continues its explosive activity with beautiful sunsets, but the big story, Happy Pi Day. Make a pie. It is 3.14. But the real news, first nor'easter of the season dumps heavy snow and cuts off power to hundreds of thousands across the Northeast. Like a beast. Keep calm. It's boom time. The season's first nor'easter has dropped nearly 3 feet of snow over parts of the U.S. Northeast as of Tuesday evening, piling on trees and power lines and causing power outages for tens of thousands in the frigid weather, with more snow possible throughout the night. Over 240,000 customers across the region were without electricity as the sun went down on Tuesday. That's their lose day. And more than 1,000 flights canceled as well for the winter storm that slammed the Northeast like a beast. Piscataqua River Bridge backed up after multiple tractor trailers get stuck. Can't get there from here. The northbound lanes were currently backed up on the turnpike this afternoon in Maine. It was insane. And a strong nor'easter knocks out power to nearly 250,000. Earlier today, I brought this up as I was getting the show together. California was the big winner chicken dinner with its winter storm continuing to affect the high elevations. 331,000 without power, and there was over 250,000 in the Northeast. Let's refresh it and see if things have changed. It's about the same. Few more people with the power on in California, but it's still looking bleak. That's 144,000. 190,000, 230,000 people still without power in the Northeast. Hardest hit, obviously, Maine and New Hampshire based on the colors. So keeping a close eye as the bomb system has moving out off the shore. But that doesn't mean tons of snow haven't already fallen. Take a look. These are New Hampshire snow totals so far. Henniker, 30 inches. Antrim with 28.5 and Fitzwilliam with 21. I've never heard of any of these places. Ackworth with 22.5. Alstead saw 30. Antrim 28.5. Those are some of the big numbers. 2 feet in Bradford. 11.3 in Brookline. Some other areas with some big totals. Deering saw 34 inches. Epsom saw 20. That's not funny. East Hampstead with 19. 20 in Gilman. 30 in Goshen. Man, holy macaroni. Another 30 in Henniker. 38 in Harrisville. Shut up, Al. Get in your hole. He says that's impossible in March. But apparently not. 2 feet in Lempster, 26 in Lindenborough. The numbers are insane. 29 in Marlborough. Cowboy killers. Mount Vernon saw 25, 32 in Ipswich. Holy macaroni. Look at these numbers. Peterborough, 35, 30 in Stoddard. Boom. These have got to be record numbers. And we'll get to that records in the morning. Highway 101 washes out in Soham. Flood warnings issued for Humboldt County. This is the atmospheric river that's now pummeling the already pummeled West Coast. Flood coverage. Evacuation orders have been issued for the Santa Cruz Mountains due to flash floods. Thousands upon thousands are under evacuation orders. Monterey County, Salinas, Speckles, Greenfield, North County, Castroville, Pajaro, Arroyo Seco, Felton, and many others. Northern Monterey, Salinas Valley, Spreckles, Carmel Valley, Watsonville, Soquel, San Benito County. Almost everyone is getting evacuated.
That breaking news.
We can get some flood coverage coming up. Video showing widespread flooding in the Salinas Valley. an absolute tragedy going on in California, and it is just the beginning. Spring melt season begins now. High risk for excessive rainfall in California continues. A nor'easter bringing heavy snow to New England, and another atmospheric river will continue to impact California into Wednesday. Additional heavy rain and snowmelt will result in more widespread flooding. There is a high risk for excessive rainfall through today. More heavy snow will fall in the Sierras as well, and a major nor'easter will continue with heavy snow and strong winds and coastal flooding. A major swath of the southeast under frost and freeze warnings all the way into California, so protect your sensitive plants. This is going to be a chilly one. Flood watches and warnings, winter storm watches and warnings throughout the West. Heed the warnings. Click on your county for more information. Let's walk through the GFS model snow through Wednesday. There you go. Heavy snow continues to fall in the central Sierra crest through Wednesday. Another 4 feet of snow or more at the highest elevations. And that is just insane. You can see more snow is going to fall in those regions already stricken with over 3 feet of snow across New Hampshire as well as Massachusetts. So more snow will continue to fall, especially in Maine. It's insane. And the snow continues to move across the area. The Four Corners region is going to get hit by another system here Wednesday on the 15th through the 16th and the 17th. Take a look at that. Heavy snow totals in the Southwest Mountains here. Another system moving through the Northern Plains that's going to begin here on Thursday through Friday. And the models out far show a southern system. Take a look at the snow there in the southern mountains of the Appalachians on Tuesday and Wednesday, March 21st and 22nd. Now, 2 more earthquakes rattle Colorado following 8 quakes last week, and I didn't feel a single one of them. Multiple earthquakes shake the Central Coast Tuesday in California. In fact, an earthquake swarm. And we can see that swarm of quakes here right on the California border near Bishop. And there's one of the quakes in Colorado, 3.6 in Segundo. Overall, though, the entire globe is pretty calm. We've got a 5.0 here in the Kamchatka. The most recent quake in Vanuatu at just 4.9. Some aftershocks in Turkey. And this interesting rumbler at a 5.4 in the Mediterranean Sea, in the ocean. This could be a seamount or something setting up for a big boom. Worldwide volcano news update. Nothing much going on worldwide with volcanoes except for the continuous intense activity at Merapi. There's a picture. Now, there is a minor geomagnetic storm watch. We did have what appears to be a small CME passage right here, which shifted the BZ and the phi angle, as well as shot up the plasma speed and temperature all at once. It didn't even go above 450 kilometers per second, which is not really a good threshold for geomagnetic storm. KP still at 2.5. The geomagnetic storm forecast over the next few days could get into some instability up at KP5, but nothing significant. As we take a look at the unimpressive sun as we are peaking at solar max, nothing but a few freckles. How do you like them shekels? Now, Brits have been alerted of a mega tsunami that could hit the UK. Yeah, and should they be worried? Well, this is simply the scenario over at La Palma. A landslide at La Palma in the right direction could push a giant tsunami wave towards the big island of the UK. Hey. And that would be destruction for anyone on the coast. It would potentially obliterate the coastal towns and cities and send deadly amounts of water inland. And according to this scientist, he believes that something has to be done to protect the country from this terrifying fate. They would have less than 6 hours to prepare and to get up to high land. Now, that's just a blip in our worries. Let's talk about a VEI-8 volcanic eruption. Toba's one of them. The Toba volcanic catastrophe was our closest call to extinction. Some scientists argue that just 3,000 to 10,000 humans were left on Earth after the catastrophe 74,000 years ago. While not everyone buys this story, it raises the fascinating possibility that all of humanity is actually a lot more closely related than other narratives suggest. Now, proponents of this idea call it the Tobal catastrophe bottleneck theory. By looking at Earth's geology, it's clear that a supervolcano erupted around Lake Toba in Indonesia around 74,000 years ago. For a little more context about this pivotal time period, modern Homo sapiens only evolved 200,000 years ago. So this could have been quite important in our evolution. All the links will be below, so please go check them out. Scientists now have the blueprint for an actual working wormhole. So they say. Now, a scientist believes his working blueprint for a lab-based wormhole moves us towards counterportation. Yeah, that means teleporting people through wormholes from one place to the next. Now, the scientist's claims rely on the creation of a new quantum computer that doesn't exchange particles. And counterportation is like teleportation, except it doesn't carry particles from one place to another, which means it could be easier and less difficult than teleportation because there's always the problem that you don't put the particles back together correctly. And here's the article coming out 2nd of March, 2023, from counterportation to local wormholes. Gobble it up. And this is all you have to do to create a wormhole in your lab and put something in here and move it over there. That's it. Ohio files federal lawsuit against Norfolk Southern over the East Palestine derailment, as well as they should, according to the state's attorney general's office. I hope the people in this region get compensation, not $5 million because they're black, maybe $5 million because their lives were destroyed. How about that? Now, a Russian fighter jet forces down a U.S. drone over the Black Sea as World War III escalates. Do you have money in the bank? Well, it's about to tank. Moody's sees harder times ahead for all of the U.S. banks and puts 6 banks on the downgrade watch as the fear and greed index tanking towards fear at a level of 26. It's anyone's guess what happens next. But I know what happens next. In just 2 weeks, Leah and I will be talking at the San Luis Valley Seed Exchange, a place where you will be surrounded by solutions to future problems. Don't you want to be more self-reliant? Don't you want to be sovereign? Don't you want to grow your own food? Well, this is a great place to get free seeds, especially if you live in a high alpine environment like Pagosa Springs or the San Luis Valley. We're going to be giving away millions of seeds for free. We also give out free cannabis, and we're going to have tons of stuff. Leah's going to have her jewelry there. We'll have all kinds of other cool things and raffles. And Leah and I are speaking. Our talk is the Backyard Gardener Permaculturalist, Zone 5A. And our talk is I think, here it is. No, there's actually the schedule. 11:30 a.m. on Saturday. So Leah and I will be giving our talk at 11:30 a.m. Saturday at the event. And you can go to slvse.org to get more information. The links will be below. Here are the topics that are going to be covered, and it is certainly going to be a boom. Hope to see you there. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. And most importantly, share this video. We're shadow banned, and it's the only way we can grow. We love you. Be safe. That's a boom.